USA Rugby South. Exactly who is USA Rugby South? USA Rugby South is a United States territory, and within that territory we have what we call local area unions. Typically, they are defined by state boundaries. However, if a state doesn't have enough clubs in it, they're bundled into other LAUs. Deep South is one such bundled LAU, containing clubs from Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Florida. Florida is its own LAU. Georgia is its own LAU. Another bundled LAU is Mid-South, and they have clubs from Arkansas, Kentucky, and Tennessee. North Carolina has been its own LAU. Palmetto is another bundled LAU, and that's clubs from Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. What's the purpose of USA Rugby South? USA Rugby South is a national competition administrator for USA Rugby. They manage tournaments. They manage select sides, and they collect dues to conduct those tournaments, and they disperse money to the select side teams as necessary. What authority does USA Rugby have over its members? During the national tournament, which for some of us may begin in October, depending on the number of teams we have entered, USA Rugby South is a governing body that oversees its members with issues that deal with eligibility, discipline, or interpretation of the rules. Exactly why is USA Rugby South dissolving? Well, for some time now, the leaders of the United States Rugby Union have attempted to grow the overall acceptance of rugby in our country. Changes in the old organizational model have come about over the past 4 or 5 years, starting with the formation of SBROs. SBROs, or state-based rugby organizations, which happen to be made up of all the youth in the United States, from high school seniors all the way down to the little guys. This effectively split rugby into two large and separate entities. I call them the old people and the youngsters, the future of the United States rugby. SBROs have their own revenue system and their own championships. That's one reason why USA Rugby South may no longer be necessary. The next spin-off, or group that has removed themselves from under the umbrella of USA Rugby South, were our colleges, our collegiate men. In Florida, we've lost 10 colleges to college conferences, which were meant to be aligned with NCAA, but of course that never came about. The collegiate women in 2013 may be forced also to remove themselves from their states and go into conferences. That's another reason why USA Rugby South may no longer be necessary to administer those entities. The latest spin-off, of course, would be the geographical unions, and at the moment only Florida and Georgia remain not a geographical union. With these major spin-offs, or I would call them revenue spin-offs into USA Rugby South is going to find itself without too many members within its ranks. Therefore, what's the purpose? Basically, at this moment, every activity can be electronically tracked and communicated. So in the future, each state will be held responsible for moving teams throughout the United States to compete in tournaments, try out for select side programs, and bid on tournament venues, and do their own fundraising.